Hey guys, welcome to JTV Extra. I'm Sandra Younger. I'm going to be teaching you how to make what I call the Silkenstone earrings. But can you believe it is already the end of August? I'm like shocked. The kids are back in school. It's like literally the end of summer. And I think the good thing is if your kids are back in school, that means you have more time to make jewelry. Because I know I talked to a couple of my customers and they were just like really excited that they were going to have more time to themselves and more time to make jewelry. If you're new to this platform, I just want to give you a big welcome because we have a really fun bunch here. And what I mostly do is I teach people how to make jewelry, any kind of jewelry with stringing materials with a cord knotting tool that I invented called the Knotty-Do-It-All. And let me tell you, if you make any kind of jewelry with stringing material, then you've got to have this tool because it makes your life so much easier. And it's not that it's like the equivalent of a clipboard. I mean, it does some very unique things. So during the show, I'll talk, about the board and show you some of the interesting things that it does. Comments, questions down below. You can hit the like button. But and I want to tell you, if you have a brilliant cash, then this is the time to use it because if your birthday's just passed or you haven't used your account in over a year, then you will have some benefits. For example, if it's the anniversary of your first purchase, you'll get $20, your birthday, $20. And if you are a first-time purchaser, you'll get $40 in brilliant cash. And let's see, if and you do get 1% back on all purchases and 2% back on a preferred card. And after 365 days, you get like, what did it say? Like $30. And this is like credit that you can use towards the purchase of anything. You should check it out. Maybe you can get yourself another Knotty-Do-It-All, maybe some stringing materials or some of the products that I have on today's show. And with that, let's see, anything else? No. So let's get to the products that are on today's show. And we'll get to our customer slideshow, which is very short today. We had only 3 people submit. But you know what? I think it's because, I know a lot of you guys are so busy because it's back to school and, you've got to, take care of your kids. And, I completely understand. So anyway, here are the products that are on today's show. Okay, let's see what we have today. All right. You guys know it, my favorite tool of all time, the Knotty-Do-It-All. And I'll talk more about this tool like when I start the lesson. But man, this tool, if you work with stringing materials, then you got to have this. I mean, it just does everything. But let's see. I want to talk about what do we have here? Ooh, the bolo cord. I have a couple of lessons. If you go on my website, you can look at some of the past JTV shows, but I do have some lessons on different things that you can do with bolo cord. And I also have the customer slideshow, and you should see some of the things that Sarah from North Carolina does with it. She is just fantastic. But, I show a couple of different things that you can do, and one of them is like how to finish the ends, which is probably the biggest, challenge that people have. But look at that. Put a beautiful, I don't know, it's like a semi-mousse coil knot on the end, and you can put a macrame slide knot on it and just make it adjustable. See that? Cool. So if you're looking for something chunky, then bolo cord is a very, very good choice. It's just it's like big, it's thick, and plus the colors are so bold. You just can't go wrong with this beautiful color. Let's see what we have next. Let's see what we got. Oh, these amethyst beads. And this is, we'll be using these today for the earrings. Because, I was almost going to use the silver tone, and I did have a project that I did, but then I really like these amethyst beads. And you get, it's a 5 set, I can't even talk, set of 5. 4 millimeter, 6 millimeter, 8 millimeter. In the 4 millimeter, you get 2 strands. Let me see, is that right? 4, 6, 8. And I'm looking at this. Okay, yeah. What is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4. Okay, I think you get 2. Okay, I'm like, what am I talking about? Okay, 2 strands of the 4 millimeter, 2 strands of the 6 millimeter, and 1 strand of the 8. Okay, they're smooth, round. I was like, what is going on? Okay, so that is it in a set of 5, and I'll be using the smaller ones on today's show. And okay, these spacer beads, you know, I decided to like string them. I mean, why not? Because I was really curious, like if I strung them, how long would the strand be? Guys, 28.5-inch strand. So if you ever wondered, like, you know, is it like a 10-inch, a 12-inch? Because we've had these on the show before, and I've always wondered. So I took the time out and strung them. It is a whopping 28.5-inch strand. So you do get 200 pieces, and these are like flower, and the, you know, the pattern. And one thing I like about them is that the hole is like really generous. So you can, I think it's like about a 5-millimeter hole, and they're very, very well made. So if you don't have these, they're perfect for like earrings. And if, like I said, if you go back and look at some of the past customer showcase items, Laura Lee, she does such a fantastic job with these. I mean, it's just phenomenal. And let's see what else we have. Oh, the last item there is the Eslon stringing material. And, you know, I've sung the praises of Eslon because it can be used for micro macrame, braiding, bead crochet, binding knots. I mean, it's one of those like stringing materials that can just be used for like just about anything. Anyway, those are all the items on today's show. So if there's anything you want to grab, then, you know, put it in your cart, and don't forget to check out at the end of the show. All right, so back to me. All right, so now we're going to do our customer slideshow, and you know, you guys are just like, I say this every time. I know I sound like a broken record, but you guys are just so talented. But check out what was sent in, just so beautiful. Our first necklace is by Rhonda, Colorado. Guys, look at this. I just love it. Mexican Fire Opal, which is one of my big favorites. Every time I see those in Tucson, I go nuts because I think they're just absolutely beautiful. And these are like briolets, and they're like wire wrapped. So you've got on black string, and I just love how dainty it is. And I like that, you know, how elegant it looks, and then it's got that little boho vibe on the back with the leather and the button. Very, very nice. And let's see, next we have Laura Lee, Florida. This one's interesting because this is the lesson from last week, that like the stick 'em up technique, but I don't know how you got a chevron pattern. I think that looks really interesting. So I need to like get back to you to see how you did that, because I think it looks really cool. But look at the bail work. I just love how you combined, you know, both of I'm without words. I just think it's gorgeous, and your bail work always looks like fantastic. You are just so creative, just beautiful. And I like the way you did the end too. It looks really, really cool. And then next we have Christy, Alaska. Now this bracelet, you know, guys, I've never thought to macrame. I think they call these Kishi pearls, but they look like little butterflies. Here, I've got a close up of this. Check it out. So it looks like, yeah, they're macrame on there. You've got the large hole pearl on leather. Very, very nice. Let's go back and take one more look at this. I love it. It's so unusual. And it's just, I like how organic it is. So beautiful, beautiful. And next we have Christy, Alaska. Now, girl, you did a really good job of last week's lesson. It's that finger knitting or weaving or stick 'em up. I don't know. I had a bunch of different names for it because I could never remember like what to call it. But it looks fantastic. And last we have Christy, Alaska. Okay, I honestly, I've never done like a pattern like a ladder stitch to pattern. But one thing I really like about this are a few things. First of all, I love that button. That is so cool. I think it's like an antler. And the other thing that I think is really cool is that the thread that you used is clear, which makes the beads look like they're floating. Because I know that you know, when you use like a colored thread, I mean it just gives it like a different like look. And the other thing that I noticed is like on the end where you macrameed the closure, those are 3 little beads there. It just gives it that little extra, like, I just think it's gorgeous. And one of these days I will try this technique because I think it looks really, really cool. Anyway, guys, that is our customer show for the week. And if you want to submit anything, email it to me at the knotty-do-it-all@gmail.com. Wasn't that fantastic? And oh, I can't wait. I know that a lot of you guys like have more time on your hands now, so I can't wait to see what you send in next week. And I think only like 1 or 2 people sent in last week's lesson because I know that it was probably a little challenging. So you know what? I'm not going to hold it against you. But let's get started with today's project. And the let me show you the items that you'll need. I'm just going to go over them. I'll hold it here for a second, so maybe you can do like a screenshot or but first, let me say hi. I want to welcome Susanna, Shelley, Robin, Judy, Kathy, Rhonda, Tess. I love Tess's voice. Oh my God. Adair. Yeah, I'm going to talk about Adair in a second. Okay, Kim, Michael, Elizabeth, Chatty, Shelley. Oh, and I noticed someone asked, okay, I was going to ask you that, Christy, about what you use. So it's fishing line. And another thing I'm worried about, I see someone said that I'm like freezing. Is that a problem for anybody else? Because I don't want to be like frozen, because it's not flattering to. You ever see like people that are frozen and they're like the video stops and they're like this or like something weird? But I just want to make sure that no one's having any problems with like bandwidth or anything, because I'll see if I can do anything about it on my end. So I don't know, but I'll try. Not for me. Okay, no freezing here. Okay, I just want to make sure because you know how that goes. But anyway, I know that I said that I would talk more about the board. Oh, no. Tools and materials. Okay, this one, okay, this is for one earring because I didn't want to get into like, getting into the instructions and say, then you got to take your, 5 inch, cut it in half. So all this is for one earring. And if you want to make 2 earrings, you just, go back and, do it again. But for this middle part, let me grab it. And for those of you that have never worked with wire, I mean, I think this might be a good, like starting, like project that can at least get you started, because it's pretty simple. You just learn some stuff, just get the wire in your hand. So this little bar, it was like just a plain old bar. It's 18 gauge. This is bronze, but you can use sterling silver, just anything that's 18 gauge. And, I'll talk about hardening the wire in just a second. So that's what you need for that. And then 12 inches of 26 gauge wire. Okay, so that, let me show you this. Okay, so 26 gauge like wire, if you get sterling, make sure that it's dead soft, because you're going to be doing a lot of wrapping. And it's pretty, to me, it's so amazing how, with a wire, you could just wrap and it doesn't like get all stiff and break and stuff. So this is a 26 gauge, and you'll need about like maybe 12 to 15 inches of this. To me, it's so magical the way you could just like wrap it and it just goes. It's just like unbelievable, but make sure it's dead soft. Very important. Okay, for the ear wire, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to make ear wire. So if you don't make your own, I kid you not, they are very easy. And I use, and I'm going to give you a really cool tip in just a second on how to, because, I've made so many of them. I don't like them to be too big. I don't like them to be too small. So I found like the length of the wire that makes it just right. And there's 2 that I think look good. It's the 1.75 inch and the 2 inch. And I'm going to show you a very a super tip in just a second on how to just like make them super fast and get them exactly the same length every single time. You'll need 2 6mm rings, 1 10mm, 6 of those amethyst beads, 1 or 2 yards of silk thread, triple F. And I'll get into why I chose silk for this project in just a second. And about 1 yard of the wax jewelry cord. And for the tools, you'll need wire cutters, flat nose pliers, bail pliers, a file, hammer, bench block, file. And I know it seems like a lot of tools just for just one little thing, but that's what you'll need. And I use the board, and in case you have never heard of this, this is a cord knotting and design tool called the Knotty-Do-It-All, and I absolutely love it because it's not only for, I mean, as you'll see today, I mean, you could use it for like a bunch of other things. Really cool. It comes with an instructional DVD and an ebook, but you know, I am modern. Everything is online. But I know that sometimes DVDs are like handy if you don't have like internet, and you need just like the basic instruction. And the cool thing about it is the hardware can just be reconfigured in so many different ways. And this is the travel board, and these things are like sturdy. I mean, they've got like the anti-skid feet. They're thick. They just feel like the real deal. I mean, they are the real deal. So let me see. I'm going to be using this one today, and the big board. You know, it's got like the groove, so you can put your bead patterns out. It's got like the wells. I mean, those of you that have it, you know. If you know, you know, because it is just like the best. Okay, so let me put this aside, and I'm going to tell you the oh my gosh, my ear wire thing. Okay, I had this grand idea that, because I know that Adair and I talked about this, like, and I'm sure like any of you that have like tried to cut like evenly like lengths of wire, with the typical thing, the logical thing to do is you cut one and then you lay it next to your spool of wire, and then cut another one. And one thing we've talked about is when you do that, each one that you cut gets a little bit longer. Yeah, so that's, and I'm going to show you how I took care of that problem. I got like a piece of, it was like a tube. This is brass. You can get this at a hardware store. But what I did was I cut it to the length that I like. And I think this one is 1.75 inches. Yes. And the thing is, I kept losing this. I literally, yesterday, I said, oh, I'm going to use this on my show tomorrow. And it was in my hand and I lost it. And this is not the one that I lost. I had to make a new one. And I'm like, this is like out of control. What am I going to do? You know what I did, guys? I just drilled a hole right in the board and just stuck it in. And you know what? It made such a huge difference. And I'll show you why. And then in case you're wondering how thick this one is, it is, let's find out together. Okay, it's about a 2.4 millimeter tube. And I think the drill bit that I used was about a 2.38. But check this out. So I put this in there. I stick it all the way in. This is so cool. You're going to love this. So when you make your ear wire, let me get my spool of, I'm using like sterling silver here, the good stuff. Check this out. You could just put your, let me get my wire cutters. Let's grab these guys. Look, you just stick it all the way in, just like that. See that? And cut. Like you lift it out, snap. Put it back in and cut. See, so they will be exactly the same length every single time. So make a hole in your board, stick up. That's if you're into making your own ear wire, because they are so, look at that. Isn't that like the bomb? Oh my God. Woo. You know, this last night, I just went nuts. And I made so many ear wire, because one thing that drives me crazy is when I'm doing something and I know that there's got to be a faster, easier way to do it, but I just haven't figured it out yet. If we're cutting that wire, guys, that is the trick. And I thought, you know what? It would work with like any length of wire that you're making, that you have to make lots of. So let's say, like hypothetically speaking, you're going to make a lot of these. You could cut up one of your tubes and literally have a board with just like different sizes. So I think I'm just gonna make like, boom, a little like series of holes just to like, you know, make a bunch of ear wire. So let me see. I've always made my own ear wire and they are never, oh, but man, I'm gonna show you how to make them exactly the same every single time. So here you go. You've got your wire cut, and I used a flush cutter, so one side of it's flush. And on this side, where you cut, it's always going to have that little that peak of metal. So what I do is I file it. Let's see, do I have a file around here? Well, I must have like taken it. Oh, there it is. So you just file it. I just go around in a couple of different directions, and just get it nice and like smooth. And the next thing, let's see this, and this is so easy. I've got so many tools here. Okay, so what I do is I take like one of these mandrel type things and just like center it and just look at it. It's like, it doesn't have to be perfect. So, and then you just like kind of wrap it around, and just what the part that you're going to keep your eye on are this side and this side, and just kind of like go back and forth until they meet, just like that, as close as you can. See that? Super simple. And then you take it out, and the part that has that flush cut, that's the one that you're going to want to put in your little plier things. And so let's find it. It's right, this one on top. And when you put your wire in, like, whoa, okay, bring it to where you can't, not like this, to where you're looking at it from down and you can't see it anymore. Because that's going to give you the roundest the loop. So see, can I see it? Can I see it? No. So right now I'm looking at it from like, this is like, I'm looking at it from the, like as if you're looking at it. So then you just put your thumb right here, and then you just twist until it like touches the, see that? And then you take this off. And then one thing I like to do is I like to like bend the end up a little bit, just not too much. I mean, it becomes like pretty like common sense. But one thing that's really important that I found, because this part kept getting deformed, it kept kind of weird, and I figured out the trick to making it like nice and like perfect. So what I do is I put it back on the mandrel, and I just press this out. My fingers are like pushing, and I get it to where I get them back to meet again, just like that. And then the next step, which is really, really important, is you need to harden this, because see how it's still like soft, and you want it to spring. So when you bend it, it like springs back. So what I do is I just hold this, and I take oh my gosh, I looked this hammer up and I forgot what it's called, but I forgot. But so just gently, when you tap it, what you're doing is you are hardening the wire, and that's going to give it that springy like feel that. And I'll tell you a couple of things that happened to me. You just tap away, and then you could like tap on the bottom, and then like give it the spring test. Okay, that still needs a little more hammering. Tap, 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 and voila, you're done. And the trick to getting them like perfectly even, guys, I tell you, is getting the wire exactly right. Even if it's like 1 millimeter off, it makes a huge difference. And let me tell you another thing. I tell you, learn the hard way. When I first saw like handmade ear wire, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna make those. And it was like on some magazine I saw on the cover, and it had the ends of the wire had these, it looked like little paddles, and I'm like, oh, that's so pretty. I'm gonna make that. And I made a couple of pairs, and I'm like, it doesn't look like the one in the magazine, so I decided I'm gonna use a 16 gauge. Guys, 16 gauge wire is like you can't get it through your ear unless you wear gauges. I mean, I don't know what I was thinking. So in case you're wondering, what size ear wire do I need, wire do I need? The 3 best sizes, 19, 20, and 21. Maybe 22 is like the thinnest I'll go. 18 is like, I won't do 18. Maybe 19, but that's, and so in case you're wondering what thickness do you need, that is what you need. So with that said, that's how you make your ear wire. And I've got a couple of like different like sizes that I make, and then I just put them in a bag, and I've made like, you just make just tons of them, just different colors, different metals, silver, gold. It gets really addictive once you've made, a couple. Let me see. Let's see. Okay, so 20 gauge. Okay. Oh, good. I'm glad you guys are like, looks like you're doing this. Oh, I have frozen twice. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, I hope I don't freeze anymore. Okay, so with this, for this little thing here, so what I did was, you know, this is a 2.5 inches. So let's see. Yeah. So with these bail making pliers, and just in case you're wondering exactly what size I'm using, I'm gonna measure this for you. So let me get my caliper. What did I? Okay, here it is. Okay, so this one is, you know, because if you don't have this, the one like exactly, you can use something that's close. So this is about 4.2, and then this side here is about like 2 millimeters. So in case you're wondering, like if you want to make the earrings. So what I did here is I filed both ends flat. Let me do this one just to get it like nice and flat. And then I'm gonna do the same thing that I did before, but see, when I hold it like this, I just get it as close as I can to the edge without it coming off. And then I just, whoops, I'm gonna like bend it into like a loop. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Oh my God, did I ruin this one? You know what? Let me get the other one because I think I messed this one up. All right, file. That's the one downside about wire. I mean, if it's silver, then you know you can like recycle it, but if it's not, then you know you have to like just throw it in the garbage. Okay, so there we have that, and now I'm gonna bend it into. Okay, here we got that side, and then I'm gonna do this side. And if it's a little crooked, do not worry because I'm gonna show you what you need to do to fix it. Okay. See how it's all crooked? You're just like, ooh. So what you do is you take your bench block and you just tap it. And it gives it a nice like texture. And when I do this kind of thing, I don't like using I don't know how to explain it. If you whatever's on your hammer will get transferred to your metal. So I try to keep the head of the hammer is clean as possible. I think, is this a chasing hammer? I don't think so. A ball peen? You know what? I don't know. But it's got like a curved. Don't use the flat side because then it'll put like dents in the like strange dents in your metal. So I'm just gonna just get it nice and pretty. And then it gives it that really cool like texture. So let's put this aside. And the next thing I do is let me zoom in here. I'm gonna like eyeball it. I'm gonna try to find like the center part of this bar. Like let's see, about right. Just gonna tap it like just to get an idea where the middle is, about right there. Because when I start wire wrapping, I am going to, is it the Brenda? No, this I don't know. I've never heard of, no, no, this is not, no Brenda Schrader. Okay, so 20, let's see if I just want to miss any questions, guys. Oh, Anissa, Susanna, Robin, I just want to welcome you guys and thank you so much. You can chase people. Let's see. Mary, let's see. I use a 20 gauge. I'm doing this. I have not seen any. Okay, good. Okay, I'm just making sure. I just want to check up on you guys. Okay, so the next thing we are going to do. I just love doing this. Okay, this is really cool. This board really helps hold. I'm gonna just put this one here, but on this side, whoa. I am going to just take a scrap of thread, and guys, I'm sure you've got like lots of scraps in your garbage. So let me get some scissors. I'm gonna cut this, and I'm just gonna like use it to hold this little bar. Let's clip this in here, and I'm gonna put a little bit of tension on, and okay, let's do this. Okay, let me cut this. And take your wire, just like this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to center it. And you know what? I don't know what the weird, I'm still trying to figure it out, guys. See, I did this one, and see how the wire's like this, but then it's not on this side. And then I did this one, and you know what? I don't know what I did to make, I don't know. It makes no sense to me. It's like a mystery. But I know that it has something to do with the way that I'm starting out. So I'm gonna see if I could figure it out. Because I've made a few earrings like this, and I'm like, why? How? Makes no sense. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the wire, and I have them lined up at the end, and I'm gonna run my finger this way, all the way up the wire until it's like centered. Just like that. And then what you got to do to keep it like from like moving around, it's kind of like you just got to show it who's boss. I have like tension, like whoa, I'm pulling on the wire while I'm twisting it. And I'm going to do like 5. So there's 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to do a couple of more on this side. 3, 4, and 5. Just see how cool that is? I mean, it's like so easy. And then when I do these, oh my God, maybe next week or something, I completely went crazy with wire wrapping like this. And I made so many earrings, it was like out of control. So you hold it, and I'm just like really, I'm like, it's like you got to show it who's boss. You are holding it like good. Like with all your like power, keeping it like straight, and think Etch-a-Sketch, because on the Etch-a-Sketch it has to be like straight. You don't want, when I'm doing the wire wrapping, I'm keeping my eyes right there. I'm making sure that when I wrap that bead around, the wire, it is right next to the I don't want the coil spread. I want them like as tight as possible. So I'm gonna, oops, right here, I'm gonna do the same thing. So you just keep going, and just always keep your eye on that little tiny section right in there. So I'm gonna wrap, and so you get the idea. So you just, like, if it looks like it's getting out of alignment, just like tap it back in place. And so you do, I think I did, let me see how many I did here. I made so many of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know. Sometimes, oh, I know what happened. Ooh, this is really interesting. Because I made this one, and so I thought, oh, it took 7 beads. And then when I went to make let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you could change it up if you put like more like wire wraps in between. You can. And it just depends. I mean, whatever you want. Just you're the artist. So on this one I used black wire. This one I used a thicker gold wire. So I just wanted to like, try different things. But, basically you just keep like doing the wire wrapping till you just run out of space on, either side. And then, so put it here, come back. What I do is I put my hand in the back, and I just hold it and just like pull and then wrap. And then I'll just leave that one there. And then when you do the other side, you basically, you come back and you do the same thing where you, let me get this. So I can never find those. Oh, there it is, the holes. Okay. So you slide it, hold it, like I hold it from the back, keep my eye on it, and then just come straight up and around. And you'll find, depending, that one side is always faster and easier to wrap than the other. So I think for me, going from right to left is easier because I just feel like I can get really like a good grip. Over here, over, and wrap. See that? Wrap, wrap, wrap. So that is what you're going to do. You're going to just keep doing, and see, guys, I tell you, I have no idea what I did to make the wire like come up on one side and not the other, and now the wire's not. Ooh, you know what? I'm going to go back and watch my own tutorial. I'm going to go back and see what I did here, because see, the wire, they're all in the back. It makes no sense. Oh, help me. Okay, so now that we have that part done, so let me grab my finished one here. I had one. Ooh, where'd it go? Do you guys see it? I lost the one that I had finished. Oh, here it is. Okay, so you're gonna make a couple of these guys, and then the next thing, okay, the silk. The reason I chose silk for these earrings was because I first tried it with, I thought, ooh, I'm gonna do it with the wax jewelry cord. But it was stiff because wax jewelry cord is stiff. It's got wax on it. It's like, it doesn't like sway. And then I thought, oh, I'm gonna try Eslon because, you know, Eslon's pretty universal. You can use it for almost anything, but it was still too stiff. And then I just got to thinking, I thought, okay, I need the one thread that doesn't have any kind of like coating on it and that's like super soft. And you know what? Look, guys, it was the silk. Look how sway. It's just has that perfect, that it's so soft and it's so elegant. I just don't know how to explain it, but it was like the perfect cord for the job. It's super soft and elegant, and it's got the right vibe because for the more organic looking stuff, I love, you know, like matte finish cords. But for these, you know, they're a little more elegant, and so the silk is like shiny. So, oh, thank you, Jamie. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Oh, oh, you do, Mary. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, you guys are awesome. I know. I just love that. I just love this thing. I'd be lost without mine. You know, even if I didn't invent it, I would have like so many of them, like all over the place. Okay, so what I did was I put two pins, 4 inches apart. So I just count anywhere on the board, guys. You just count 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, perfect. And the thing with you're gonna have to. So basically, what we're gonna make now is like a multi-strand. So if you guys are familiar with the multi-strands, then you know exactly what I'm gonna do next. So let me get a couple of clips here, pins, clips, you name it. We got it. Okay, there's this one, and I'm gonna put that one there. The silk. So I'm going to use the brown one because I ran out of the gold. So I'm just going to, and it's triple F. And I think you can use like a thinner silk if you want. So I'm going to make a knot here, and I'm going to wrap around these. I'm going to go, hang on. You want to make sure that you don't snag your silk. So, and I'm putting the knot in there so it doesn't like slip out because, you know, I'm going to be doing a lot of pulling. So I'm going to wrap 8 times around. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. I meant, how many times did I say? I want 8 strands. So they're, okay, they're, I think right there. So 4 and 4. Yeah. So 4 times around. So, but you can make them thinner. You can make them thicker. I mean, you are the artist. So I'm going to cut here, and do a little extra. So the next thing you need to do is you need to feed these 2 bead rings on. And these need to be closed rings because you do not want the threads like wiggling out of, you know, because it will, because, you know, this is thin. So but the thing is, okay, this is the tricky, the part. Okay. If, let's say you want to, this ring here, you want to put like a smaller ring, you're gonna, every time you come around, you're gonna have to go back through that ring. And I think I'm gonna save that for another lesson because that is kind of tricky and it's a little bit like time consuming. But what I did was I chose a ring here that even after I put the 6mm rings on, it will still slip over. So that's the easy way out. And I decided to take the easy way out this time because, you know, I can do it. It's just, it was, I just kept getting like, you know what, this thing is like, let me see what I can do about this. I know there's this stuff that I like here. Let me get a little squeeze. Because, you know, sometimes silk does tend to like flail out. And I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on it. And I'm going to put these 2 rings. And okay, let's get these on. And then you just wrap a few times around. But every time you wrap, you do have to go through the ring. So I think I'm going to put them on that side. I'm going to come around this way, hold this. Just, oh my goodness, what is going on here? Okay, there we go. And I mean, you can, to make your life easier, you could always put a needle on the thread, but I'm going to make my life complicated because, you know what, maybe I'll do the needle. Let's try it out. Will this work? Oh, that would be fantastic if it did. I don't know if this blue needle will go through the, will it? No. Oh, rats. Let me see. Oh, well, I'm just going to do it the long, hard way because why not? So let's get that. And you can put like nail polish or like, I don't know, maybe super glue on the end. But, you know, I think I'm making this like look more, if you've never made a multi-strand, I'm honestly making it look more difficult than it is. And it's only because I'm working at a table while I'm doing this live. And usually I'm not quite in this position that I am in right now. So I'm going to come in here. Oop, come on. I know I'm probably blocking, but I'm just going right through. See, so every time I go around, I'm going right through those rings. And I think I could, and I still haven't found like, I know using a needle, just, it does make it easier, but let me see if I can get these over this way. Because I'm right-handed and I need to use my right hand to get these through here. One more time. And I tell you, if you're using a needle, it's so much easier because it just, okay, there we go. And, okay, so what you do here, you want to make sure that you like pull both strands as tight as possible because you don't want any like basically like flack in the cord because when you make your earring, it's going to be noticeable. So I'm going to move these guys over and then I'm going to take the wax jewelry cord. I'm probably going to take about, oh God, guys, I'm going to go like Speedy Gonzalez because I want to finish. You take your wax cord and what I do is I move one of the rings to the end here. And you're going to make your coil knot like you usually do. So 1, 2, 3, 4. But make the 2, but do not tighten them yet. So I'm going to tell you why. So here's this. Here's number 1. Get that in there. Okay, just tighten it a little bit, but not too much. Just just very, very little. Okay. And then we make another one. And you could do like a 4 loop. It really, I think a 4 loop would probably even be better. One trick is to make them at the same time. And it should add the tubes to the, oh my girl. Oh, just another, it's probably just, honestly, it'd probably be cheaper for you just to like do it yourself because every time I put another hole in the board, it costs like $10 for a, oh, you want one more hole? It's just ridiculous. So it's probably easier if you just, and oh, you know what? I'll tell you another thing you could do. Thanks for mentioning that, Jean, because I'll tell you something in just a second. A very cool idea. So I'm going to loosely put this one. Okay, so this is where I need a scrap. Let me get this scrap that I had here. So I want that ring. I mean, this knot as close to the ring as possible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold this. I'm going to take the peg out and clip. And then I'm going to slide this one over. And then see how I'm kind of like running my fingers down like that. Just to get any of that extra, like what I call the flack that's, or slack. Did I say, what is flack? I don't, maybe I'm thinking about, don't give me any flack. Or flack. I don't even know what I'm talking about, but you guys know what I mean, right? Slack. That's what I meant. So you just want to make sure and just get it all out before you clip. Now you can come in, slide this over, and tighten. And one really interesting thing about like wax jewelry cord is when you tighten it down, like literally changes color. See that? It just like almost disappears. That is so cool. And I'm not going to use a thread zapper right now because, you know, I want to finish this project. And what you do is you take those little, since this is like a synthetic, you can melt these little ends, but you do not, since this is silk, you're not going to be melting it. So what you have is your little, but you can come in with some really nice sharp scissors and like cut these. Like, well, I know I said sharp scissors, but I just, this is terrible. Do not use these. Use like thread nips. And so the next thing you do is you feed your ring in here, and you just need to get it like it's centered. Let's put this here. I'm going to put this into the clip. You could go down. Let me zoom in. Okay. So when you put your scrap of cord into these two loops, the important thing, and I'm sure you're going to say, is that they are even. So let's get this one on here. I'm going to pull. And I'm looking, is this like focusing? Let me see. Ooh, right there. You just want to make sure that that they're as even as possible. See that? Perfect. So I'm going to come in here. I'm going to clip. I'm going to clip it. I'm going to squeeze that because I want that to be nice and tight. And so you take your cord, your wax jewelry cord, and then you're going to make another coil knot right at the top of that ring. See, and that's why it's so important, guys, that the that you don't use a closed ring. I remember, this was like maybe 6 or 7 years ago. There was a boutique down the street from my house. The owner, I don't know, she had bought some jewelry at some market. And she was like devastated because everything, every like necklace was falling apart. And, I was there. She's like, oh, she wanted to return it, but the company wouldn't take the returns. And the thing was, it was made with a stringing material, but it was a ring that was like, it was closed, but it wasn't soldered shut. And so, needless to say, the everything just literally started like coming apart. So you're gonna come in there and then tighten that down, nice and tight. Then I'm gonna melt these later, but you know me. I come in here and then just meticulously, whoops, melt those little spots. Right. Let me do one just to show you. It's probably gonna blow up because this, for this small of a thing, guys, I think you should use I did it. Just maybe a smaller, because this one is like extra heavy duty, and it will like blow up your work piece if you're not careful. So then what you do is you take, I want this to match my other earring. Is that it? Now, see what on this one I did like a different ring. You could just like change up your metals, just to like try different. And when after you make these, you'll say like, well, if you've got those big gaps right there. The way to like close them, I'll use this one. I'm just gonna, let me cut the wire off. Just a second. Okay. And if anyone asks what my favorite wire cutters are, I know this sounds terrible, but whatever's closest. Unless it's a very intricate like wire cutting that I need to do, I'll use like a little tiny like wire. But see how this is like, you've got that gap in there? What I do is I hold it and I kind of like, when I bend it, I don't just bend it like away from me. I try to bend it away and to the left. So I kind of like do like that. See how I push that? And then when I come back, does that make sense? Let's do this side. It's kind of like you're doing two things at the same time. I'm gonna bend it. But you got to get a good grip on it, that's for sure. And then you bend it like back to where it's like closed. It's like a strange maneuver. But anyway, so let's finish this one. So I'm going to put this one in here, and you can really, I mean, this is just like, you know, I have so many different ideas running through my head that that you can do. Okay, imagine having like a bead, like a briolette, like in the middle. You could have beads dangling from the ends, and that's what I did. But I didn't want to. Let's get this one. Let's look at it to make sure they're not like twisted. Okay, so I'm going to come on this side, and then probably just grab it, just like that, and just do my thing. And of course, the last thing we're going to do is we are going to put our beautiful ear wire. Let me grab did I do a sterling silver one? But I would put a bronze one on, or should I put a sterling? Let's just put the sterling one. Why not? Silver and gold look good together anyway. So with the same thing with the ear wire. So if you see that little gap, you're going to like kind of go do that. You're going to kind of bend it like away from you, and then close, and then that's it. Perfect. Oh my goodness, check it out. And these earrings are so cool. They've got like such an interesting like vibe. Let me see if I can model them for you here. Let's see if we can do this. Oh, see, okay, when I got into my wire wrapping binge, I thought, oh, you know, I started wire wrapping like everything, and in like everything. Just once I get started with something, it's like you know, you start thinking, you're like, okay, I could do a triangle, I could do a square, I could do a circle, and then, because during the pandemic, I always thought I've got too many like hobbies. I'm not gonna do the wire wrapping. I'm just gonna hold it up because I can't get it on. Can't see what I'm doing. You see how cute that is? Oh my! It's just, I don't know. It's got like this. I don't know how to explain it. It's like this really unique and interesting like vibe to it. Like, it makes me feel like I don't know, like the Cleopatra or something, because I think, I mean, I'm not sure, but I think back then guys, I need to go back and like read up on history, but they must have made earrings with something. And I doubt that they had like tons of gold wire. Because a lot of the artifacts don't exist because the stringing materials they rot and whatever. But I'm sure they must have done. I mean, look how cool that is. I just love it. I just think it looks really, really cool. And so let me see. Oh, the tip I was going to tell you. Let me go grab it. Let me just give me a second, and I'm going to show you because I think you'll appreciate this. Because I wasn't planning on showing this, but let me go get it. Just 1 second. Let me get it. Hang on. Okay, so I have my other board. I got several boards here. So what I did on this one, I actually see this board was a misprint, so you know I got to keep it. Lucky me, as you could see. But I did. There is a tube that will fit the holes. So this so if you do decide to get like some tubing, I'll tell you exactly what thickness to get, because it fits right into the hole. This one, I think it's a 3.16. So, so what I did was I just cut it to the length that I wanted, and it works. You know, it works exactly the same. It's just that when I did this one, it was the only tube, because all my other tubes were chopped up. So this is a 3.16 millimeter, and it fits right into the hole. So there you go, Mary. Yeah, was that Mary that suggested another hole in the board? Let me see. Oh, a small bead. Let's see. Could even wire wrap a. Let's see. Please post the link to the. Oh, okay. That's not my conversation. I don't know anything about like loops. Let me see what else. Let me see. Do you guys have any? I'm going to see your questions. I have a very simple brain. I will try. Let's see. 5-minute warning. I'm good on time. A great idea using tubing for cutting the wire. Thank you, Beverly. And I kid you not, it makes it so fast and easy. Honestly, I think what I'm gonna do it, because there have been so many times that I cut that one tube, and it's like trying to keep track of a pin. You know, if you use that one pin, and honestly, the one that I cut, and I literally had it in my hand yesterday, I still can't find it. I mean, I have no idea. You know, I looked to see if maybe it fell someplace. You know, I just looked everywhere. I am just like at a loss. It's just gone. So I thought, you know what? I've always had this idea of, you know, putting it in the board. That's what I'm going to do. I think what I'm going to do is take, if you guys have like the newer board that has that little, that end part that has all the holes. And I use those for moose knots, depending. Some of you might wonder, like, why is there like an L shape with stuff? Because sometimes, depending on what I'm making, I use the board lengthwise, and then sometimes I use it sideways. And when I need to work fast, and I'm at my work table, and I don't have time to be going back and forth, because I just have the board on the corner, so I'll just like physically move, just like back and forth, you know, to do my knotting. But if you don't do that, you could use the ends for different like size, like lengths of tube that you use often. Like you can make a 1.75 or a 2-inch for your ear wire, maybe another length for something else that you use often. But and another one that I had so many, and it's crazy. Oh, you could do the ear wire with the wire wrapping. That's another one. I mean, there's so many, and maybe that's another lesson for another day, because you know, just like this ear wire, you do need to, it needs to be exactly, they have got to be the same length, or else, like someone mentioned earlier, the naughty dance. Yeah. No, anyway, guys, I think, no, you know what? How much time do I have left? Who's my timekeeper here? 58. I've got a minute left. Do you guys have any questions at all? Let me see. Okay, I've covered the ear wire, the beads, and don't forget, if you don't have any bolo cord, I do have some lessons. If you're interested in you can actually do the wire wrapping on the bolo cord, because I think I've got a wire wrap lesson that's just basically the same, where I took the bolo cord and did the wire wrapping directly on the cord itself. Anyway, okay, I still got 1 minute. What else do I have to say here? Eslon, if you don't have Eslon, it's one of my big favorite cords. I mean, it works for almost everything, but it didn't work on today's project. It was too stiff, but guys, I give it like a 99.5. So this is like probably the first thing that it didn't work on. Let's see, any other questions? Anyway, I think that's it. I think my time is up, and I want to thank you guys for joining the show. It's always fun. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you learned something, anything, you learn how to make an ear wire if you didn't know how. And Make sure and have a very fun and safe Labor Day weekend. I know that's coming up September 2nd. And I don't think I'll be back on the show before then. But if not, I hope you guys make lots of jewelry, have lots of fun, and stay safe. And I will see you guys next week. All right. Bye, guys.